is NC. I welcome you to the session on project selection. The success of any Six Sigma deployment to a very large extent depends on what kind of a projects that are being selected. Invariably, the project selection goes wrong, the final outcome of the Six Sigma projects are not effective. One of the ways the project can be selected is the top-down driven approach, where the projects are driven by the top management and the senior level management. The second is the bottom-up approach, where the people at the grassroots level identify the improvement projects. And the third one is the combination of bottom-up and top-down approach. Let's look at the bottom-up approach of project selection. A project is nothing but an improvement area identified from the various problems that are being faced by the organization. The problem could be related to the delivery issues, it could be related to customer complaints, it could be related to the rejects and reworks that's happening in many processes, it could be related to the poor process capability of certain processes, it could be related to the incoming rejects that are happening, and lastly it could be a departmental pain areas. So when the teams are sitting together and discussing the various problems that the department is going through, they will finally emerge with certain number of projects. So this is called the bottom-up approach. As the name implies, is a top-down approach. It starts from the purpose and value of the organization, which is drilled down to the vision of the company. So the vision is drilled down to the 3-year plan, the goals, and the financial performance the company is looking for. Let's say as an example given here is 12% income before tax. And from the business level goal, it is drilled down to the departmental goals, and the departmental goals are converted into various strategic themes, the areas that we are going to focus on. And then the strategic themes are further drilled down into strategic objectives. As the example given here, reduce rejects, because reducing rejects is going to improve the process capability. Process capability is going to reduce cost. Reduction in cost will improve the profitability. Now, having identified the strategic objective, the strategic initiatives are drilled down further, which are ultimately the projects. So the name for project is initiatives, as in this case. So the example given is rejection of alternators from X% to Y%. As you could see that the projects are being drilled down from the top of the organizational future plans to the level of finding a project in the departmental level. This is called the top-down approach. What do you mean by project scoping? Essentially, the size of the project is very important as far as the Six Sigma application is concerned. One of the criteria for selecting the project, it is meaningful to the stakeholders. For example, increasing the throughput of our production line, where that makes a lot of sense to the stakeholders because it improves profitability. The other aspect of the project scoping is whether it is manageable within certain time frame. If the project cannot be completed in less than 6 months, generally people lose interest over a period of time. So the other aspects of project scoping is whether the feasibility of implementation is satisfactory. Second is whether the cross-functional teams can benefit out of the learning. Most importantly, if there is no financial gain in the project, then it's not worth doing. One of the pitfall is the world hunger project, or it is a trivial project. If the project size is going to be much larger and is going to take pretty long time and lot of resources, the chances of success is very remote. On the other hand, if it is going to be a trivial project which is not going to yield in any benefit, it's not going to be of any interest to anyone. The second pitfall of project selection is there is no buy-in from the stakeholders. If the stakeholders are not buying in the project, the chances of success becomes very remote. The third pitfall is the champion as well as the process owners are getting involved into the project. The moment we say champion, the departmental heads who are ultimately required to mentor the project and the process owners who are going to ultimately implement the improvement solutions. Another pitfall which is leading to a project failure is unclear objectives and goals. If the teams are not clear about the goals that they are pursuing, obviously the project cannot succeed. The other aspect of the pitfall in the project selection is the project why is not identified clearly. What is project why is essentially is the target that we are setting for a particular type of improvement, and we will see what is project why in some other session. The next aspect of the pitfall is the voice of the customer and voice of the business are not factored in the process. What do you mean by voice of the customer? It could be an external customer as well as an internal customer. So if the customer is not going to be benefited out of the project, it is not going to lead to any success. The voice of the business relates to the business owners have to find some benefit in doing the project. The last pitfall of project selection is the teams are chosen who don't have a sufficient domain knowledge. If the teams are not having the required domain knowledge and the cross-functional inputs, the chances of the projects is very remote. That's all we have on the session on project selection. I hope that this session has given you a lot of insights into project selection. Wish you all the very best for the right projects to be selected in your Six Sigma deployment. Thank you very much.